Imagine hitting retirement age. It's natural to consider purchasing a condo as either your retirement home or a second home. There's typically less space to care for, much less maintenance space, and the ability to lock it and leave it when it comes to travel. And while this can be a benefit, there's also a dark side when it comes to condominium ownership. Today, we'll discuss specific issues you might face with the 55 plus active adult community and beyond, drawing from real life examples, including the tragic Surfside condominium collapse in Florida. Let's start with an incredibly important topic, and that's building and structural integrity. Surfside condominiums, where 98 lives were lost due to a catastrophic collapse, served as a wake-up call for condominium owners and potential buyers everywhere.
Just into our newsroom, this security camera video. Now, remember, this is from an adjacent condominium. Stunning. It captured the moment of the collapse, a 12-story complex simply turning to rubble. It almost looks as if it was an intended implosion.
It highlighted the understanding of a building's safety and resilience. Many people aren't aware that the condo associations are responsible for maintaining the structure. However, this can vary from place to place. Prior to purchasing, you should always check the building's maintenance records when it comes to structural updates and repairs. The other absolute is you should always require a copy of the updated condominium resale package delivered to you from the seller of the unit. This package should include the most recent covenants, bylaws, rules and regulations, and reserve study, which assesses the financial preparedness of the condo association to handle large repairs. Because if the roof needs a massive repair and they don't have the funds, you'll likely see a special assessment coming your way. In most states throughout the country, there's a built-in review period for the buyers to review the condominium documents. In the state that I live in, Maryland, there's a 7-day review period, meaning that the buyer of the condo has 7 days to review all of the condominium documents once they've received them. And if they are unsatisfied with anything on those documents, they reserve the right to terminate the contract within 7 days and receive a full refund of their deposit. I would definitely tell you, if you're looking at any condominiums throughout the country, one of the first questions you should ask the real estate agent is how long the review period is in that state. And also, if during the review period you find something in there that you simply can't live with, do you have the right to terminate the contract, and will you receive all of your earnest money back in full? There are horror stories out there. One buyer I spoke with recently didn't know the building he bought into had extensive water damage issue. Simple property inspection could have uncovered these details, potentially saving him from financial disaster. Now, let's address another crucial aspect, and this is rising costs. Many people view condominium ownership as an easily manageable expense, but reality can hit hard. When you purchase a condo, you'll be met with monthly or quarterly condo fees. These fees can increase dramatically over time for various reasons: maintenance, reserve funds not being adequately funded, or unseen repairs. Let's consider a specific example that I'm encountering currently. I have a young couple that's selling their condo in Maryland, and just as they were putting their home on the market, they found out that there was a large expense that the board just passed for $4 million in exterior maintenance throughout the condominium. This project was going to cost each unit owner approximately $50,000 to $55,000. The community is currently in the middle of taking out a loan for the $4 million to be paid over 10 years. And what they've done is they've given the unit owners the ability to either pay that $50,000 to $55,000 off in cash and keep their condominium fees where they are currently, or not pay that off in cash, in which case their condominium fees are going up from $600 a month to nearly $1,200 a month for the next 10 years. How saleable is this condo now? Not very. In my case, my clients are fortunate enough that they have the ability to pay off this $50,000 to $55,000 loan, so they can now drop the condominium fees from what they've just recently been moved up to, $1,200, back down to $600, which hopefully will make their unit much more saleable. Unfortunately, though, not everybody has the ability to do that, and Think about it. You're purchasing a property, you're expecting the fees at $600 a month. And of course, we all know that they're going to be going up modestly over time, 3% here, 5% there. But to go up 100% in 1 month for the remaining period of time, and we know that once again, they're going to be increasing from that $1,200 a month. That's a huge shock to the system that some people can't rebound from. And it's not always exterior work that causes these condominium fees to jump or a special assessment to appear. Other major repairs like elevator updates, pool maintenance, or even plumbing can lead to surprise bills. Check out this story here about a retired couple in Florida and the nightmare they're going through.
South Florida condo owners are being hit with six-figure assessments that are forcing them to flee.
The situation is leaving many unable to sell or afford the staggering cost. Local 10 News investigator Jeff Weinseer has the numbers.
Sleepless nights?
Sleepless nights every night. I don't know where we're going to live or how we're going to live.
Howard Konitz never thought he'd be in this situation at 79 years old.
We can't afford it. We can't afford it. We're going to go broke.
Konitz and his wife Sheila have lived in their 2-bedroom, 2-bath Williams Island condo for 10 years. The retired couple had their financial future all planned out.
Elevator modernization.
That was until they were recently hit with a special assessment. Total assessment for the apartment we're sitting in.
Approximately $224,000.
That's on top of their monthly maintenance that's gone from $1,500 to $3,000.
We never anticipated to have this escalation.
According to Condo Doc's assessments in Mediterranean Village in Williams Island, where Konitz lives, are as high as $400,000 for just one apartment. Projects budgeted for his building include everything from consultants to roofing, concrete restoration, elevator modernization, termite treatment, and $700,000 alone for landscaping?
Somebody also told me, well, if you're not able to pay, you shouldn't be living here.
The assessments at Williams Island can't be passed on to a potential buyer. Konitz has had his condo on the market and has dropped the price several times. He was turned down for a reverse mortgage by a lender due to strict condo rules. A new Florida law enacted after the 2021 collapse of the Champlain Towers in Surfside mandates increased building inspections and reserve funding for condo buildings. Rules come with a hefty price tag for owners of older buildings.
The lessons to be learned from all of this is you always want to check the financial health of your condominium association before you purchase or before you're absolutely obligated to move forward with the sale. Now, the chances are if you're watching this video, you may be thinking about making a move yourself. Throughout my 35 years in the real estate business, the one thing that I found out is that 80% of the agents out there are absolutely horrible. I know, probably shouldn't say it, but it's the truth. And 20% of the agents out there are real professionals. And over the time that I've worked in the business, I've developed a vast network of some of the top agents throughout the country. So if you're thinking about either purchasing a condo, or maybe it's just selling your existing home, maybe you're thinking about downsizing or relocating, and you want some help and you need a good real estate agent in your town, then definitely you ought to hit me up on that. And the easiest way to do that is just to click below here on the link that says referral in the description box below. I'd love to connect you with a top agent in your town who can answer your questions and meet your needs. Remember, the right agent can make all the difference. Next, let's delve into a pitfall that many condo owners encounter, and that's frustrations with the condo board. These condominium boards consist of your neighbors who volunteer to manage common issues, but these boards can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, they care about the community. On the other hand, personal biases and misunderstandings can lead to tension. In many communities that I'm seeing, both local as well as throughout the country, many of the condominium boards are getting together and with very little discussion throughout the community enforcing stricter rental policies. The rationale was to maintain a sense of community, but many owners relied on occasional rental income to help with their condo fees. This resulted in frustration and claims of unfairness among owners who felt cornered. Now, personally, I've never owned a condominium, but as I've discussed in other videos, I have owned homes in HOAs, which can be somewhat similar. And one of the similarities that you're going to find oftentimes with the HOA meetings as well as condominium meetings is a lot of these meetings can resemble a reality TV show. I've personally witnessed some major shouting matches and major drama when it comes to things like pool and pickleball hours. Clear communication and transparency about decisions are vital for a harmonious community, yet often those elements are lacking. One pro tip here is, before you buy, consider attending a board meeting as an observer. There's a good chance you'll see how the board interacts and decisions are made. You want to ensure that the residents have a say in their community environment. If you sense division or poor communication, this could be a real sign of trouble ahead. Potential condominium buyers often have lifestyle aspirations in mind: great amenities, lovely surroundings, and a supportive community. However, be cautious, as community restrictions could end up being a deal breaker. Imagine this: you've fallen in love with a condo boasting an awesome view, but upon reading the bylaws, you discover that pets aren't allowed. Or perhaps you want to host family events and entertain regularly, only to find out that the community has strict rules about loud noises after 8 p.m. or occupancy limitations. Once again, before committing yourself contractually, you want to make sure that you've received all of the updated condominium resale package, which once again will include the do's and the don'ts, the rules and the regulations. Important for you to know that the community's rules and restrictions align with your lifestyle and that you're moving into this contract with eyes wide open. Now that we've discussed some of the nightmares, let's balance things out with a list of pros and cons to condominium ownership. Let's first start with the pros. Maintenance-free living. Many condos offer maintenance services, which mean you won't have to worry about mowing lawns or shoveling snow. This is a big plus if you want to enjoy your retirement without the hassle of home upkeep. Second pro is community amenities. Most condominiums, and to include those that are 55 plus, provide amenities like resort pools, fitness centers, and social clubs, encouraging a vibrant lifestyle and community engagement. The third pro is security. Many condos have security features such as gated entrances and security personnel, which can be a comforting factor as you age. Now, I've hit the cons pretty hard on the beginning of this video, but let's keep score and comparing it to the pros. The first con is less control. You may have less control over your property decisions compared to a single family home. The board's decision can impact how you live. Two is those dreaded fees and assessments. As we've discussed, the fees can rise unpredictably and special assessments can arise for unexpected repairs. And the third con is restrictions. Community rules might limit your personal preferences and lifestyle choices. As with anything in life, it's really about weighing out pros and cons and how it relates to your lifestyle. Taking the time to thoroughly think these aspects through will help you make a more informed decision. While purchasing a condo can lead to a fulfilling lifestyle, it's paramount to be vigilant and informed about the potential pitfalls that may arise. Tragedies like what happened at Surfside remind us that safety and maintenance of the building should always be top priorities. Additionally, understanding the financial obligations and the community dynamics is critical in making a smooth transition to condo living. By getting involved before you purchase, being aware of the restrictions, and joining board meetings as an observer, you'll be more prepared to face any challenges ahead. If you have any real estate questions more specific to you and you'd like to chat one-on-one, then make sure to click on the Calendly link right below and set up a video conference for 15 to 20 minutes. If you found this information valuable, you may want to click on this video here where I talk about some of the pitfalls in purchasing and retiring in an HOA community. Let's work together to find a wonderful place for your next chapter. Until then, see you next week.